Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I overall want to talk on iPhones and Android phones. Now, I will be telling you guys like which phone is the better option depending on what you overall want to use. But just to cut straight to it, I'll have to say the best option that you can possibly use is because I currently have the Galaxy S21 Ultra, so yeah, that would be the much more better option. But then also, like, I do feel like that iPhones, like, it's not, the quality won't be as good with the camera versus like with the Galaxy. I'm like, fam, like, I took a picture of the moon and it was, like, it was insane, like, how close the picture was and how, like, clear it was. Like, I wasn't expecting that, and I was like, man, that was pretty dope. I was all like, I like the fact that it can do that. With the iPhone, nah, can never. I don't think there's ever, because it's funny, because I remember my mom, she was outside too taking pictures, and she couldn't even zoom in that far. And so that's why I was like, yeah, with the camera, they hyped the camera up like it's the best camera in the world. But I'm like, bruh, I think if the Android, if they made like a little bit more, because I really don't know who's like behind, like, because it's like, I feel like with Android, it's a tad bit different with iPhone. Like, who's behind it, but with Android, there's like so many different like phone companies. Like, they got the Google Pixel, they got the Samsung Galaxies, and then they got some other phones and stuff. So I really don't know like who it is, but I just feel like overall, like, altogether, like, it's Android and stuff. So I'm like, that's pretty much Apple and things. But yeah, I think if they just made like a few more tweaks to the camera, I think it could be a good phone. Like, I think it could, because I feel like that's what's holding it back, is that the fact that the camera quality sometimes isn't really, it's weird how the camera quality has like selective like good moments and things. Like, it will, like, you try sending that a photo or video to somebody, quality is horrible. I remember a friend of mine's got into a accident, and she sent me the video, and I'm like, can you post that on Instagram? Because I can't really make out what I'm looking at, because I'm like, it's so pixelated, I can't tell whether I'm looking at your car or a scene from Minecraft. Like, bro, what am I looking at right now? So, but yeah, that happens. I'm like, why does it happen? It shouldn't happen. I'm like, no, you guys need to, fix that and stuff. I'm like, that type of stuff. I'm like, you guys then came out with all these different phones. Like, don't get me wrong, Galaxy phones are good, but I'm like, you guys got some issues where I'm like, fam, that should not happen. I shouldn't be sending out that bad quality videos or photos to somebody. Then with like iPhone, never happens. Because see, here's the thing. That's the selling point with iPhones, is their cameras. They're like, oh, make these cinematic videos and all this other stuff and go all crazy. Because honestly, I had to say, if that would probably be the only reason why I would go out and get me an iPhone, is because of that. And I'm like, but that's the thing though, I'm like, maybe if they were to come out with a camera that can zoom in and all that and look like all close like at the moon and stuff, then I'll probably be a little bit more open to getting an iPhone. But I'm like, also with iPhones, I don't like the fact that they slow their phones down. Like, I don't like that at all. Like, with the phone, because the last iPhone I had, oh my god, like, man, it was slow. Like, I'm telling you, like, it got to the point where I was like, I can't even, the phone was just not usable anymore. And so I remember it was one day I just went up to T-Mobile and was all like, hey, yo, like, I'm gonna have to give me a new phone. Like, I don't care what phones you guys got, just give me a new phone, okay? So I can't use this phone anymore. It was like, this phone is dumb. So, but because I think I had the iPhone 11, so yeah, the 12. And fam, the 13s hadn't even came out yet. So I'm like, I knew that they had to been working on the new phone, because I was like, bruh, my phone, I remember I got my phone the beginning of last year, and it was cool. Some months down the road, started messing up. Some months later, started messing up. And then I was like, nah, I can't. So I eventually I said, hey, yo, look, I remember I went up to T-Mobile. I'm like, look, whatever the balance is, let me just pay on that, okay? So I can get me a new phone, because I don't want this phone no more. I'm like, this phone is freaking cursed. Like all iPhones are cursed. But anyways, so yeah, went ahead, got the Galaxy S21 Ultra. And I'm like, hey, yo, the phone is nice, but it's just, that's like the downfall to it is when you're sending out stuff. And then also, it doesn't have like an anti shake, like not at least like on TikTok, like when I'm recording TikTok videos. Like, and I don't think I ever noticed that issue with the iPhone. I was like, when I would record TikToks, and so I'm like, fam, like I'm big on that. I'm like, you guys know me, I'm a freaking content creator, so I want the best of the best. But I'm like, man, I think I don't know. Like, if I can, because I think that's eventually, if I were to ever get an iPhone, that would probably be for the only reason, because I don't like when I'm like, holding the camera and then it's like, you got the shakes and things. I'm like, it ain't that bad, but I'm like, if I'm like trying to balance it, then you can kind of like see the camera like moving around, looks like a mosquito or something. I'm like, fam, like, no, don't, like, how come? I'm like, they need to come out. I don't know if it's the app, or I don't know if it's my phone, but somebody needs to come out with something. I'm like, to overall fix that, because I'm like, fam, that just doesn't even make any sense to me. So, but anyways, but yeah, I'm like, with that, I'm like, I think they were like, just tweak a little bit more things with the camera. I think it could be good. But other than that, I'm like, apps is chill, because they got more options in the App Store. And then what else? Then also just with the phone quality, like itself, because I think, yeah, hold on for a second. Let me see actually the ratings, the waterproof ratings. Okay, Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra IP rating. Okay, I don't know what that means, but waterproof. IP68 certified, but it is not waterproof enough to withstand underwater expeditions shown below. Nonetheless, the smartphone should withstand being submerged. 1.5 meters of water for 30 minutes. Only in fresh water. Oh, okay. So it kind of does, but at the same time, like IP68. So is that, hold on, IP68 rating compared device withstand dust, dirt. Alright, so they said fit to withstand dust, dirt, and sand, and resistant to submersion up to maximum depth of 1.5 meters for up to 30 minutes based on test conditions submerged on fresh water. Okay, and then with the latest iPhone 13 IP rating, let's see what it has. Oh, also IP68. Okay. So, can be submerged in 6 meters of water up to 30 minutes. Every iPhone since the iPhone series has received ingress protection, IP resistant to its water resistance. Because I'm trying to think, like, I had the 6, I had a case on it, and I remember I had the iPhone 6 for the longest. Because I live in Seattle, so that's like the main thing that I look for when I, and when I'm getting anything, I'm looking at that IP rating now, because I'm like, fam, like, I overall, like, when you're out in the middle of the rain and stuff, like the other day, I was working out and it was raining so hard, and so I made sure of it. I was like, I had like my headphones that was water resistant, and then my phone on the other hand, because I think it was raining so bad. I remember I like leaned down to look at my phone, and water was like dripping on the phone and stuff. Now I have a case on it. I have a screen protection, like, thing on it. And so it wasn't like it was going to get any real damage, but still I was like, dang, like, I'm like, man, it is wild. That's one thing that I always make sure of it though. Like, I always get like cases and stuff for my phone, because I'm like, nah, can't go out in public and things and, just be out there just let my phone be all free and exposed and stuff. I'm like, nah, I can't do that. So, but all right, so yeah, but the IP ratings are the same. Other than that, like, let me think of some other stuff to talk about. Like, I had to say, like, it's, well, with iPhones, I will say that much. A lot more easier to use. Like, if you're looking for a phone that's a lot more easier to use, okay, cool. Galaxies, I feel like that they're just being a little bit, like, I don't know, too advanced. But at the same time, like, I feel like the more you use it, then it's, then it's like, oh, okay, cool. Like, with an iPhone, like, I don't know, maybe because I've had so many iPhones, because I had a 4, I had a 5C, I had a 6, I had a 11, and then, dang, was that it? I think those are the only, so wait a minute, I had the 4, 5C, 6, and 11. Dang, I've only had 4 iPhones? Why I feel like I've had so many? I feel like I've had so, maybe because I've had them for so many years and stuff. Because I had the 4 back when I was in high school and stuff, and then the 11 being the last one. So it's but it's wild though when I hear people, they still be having like the iPhone 8, like an older iPhone, and I'm like, fam, does your phone even operate? Like, I'm telling, because it's funny though, every time when they come out with a new iPhone, you always will see memes of them like showing how them phones, like or the last ones be acting slow, because that's the one thing that it always be doing. It's like when a new phone comes out, it always acts slow. And I'm like, bruh, look, not everybody has the money to be going out and getting iPhones left and right. So I'm like, that's to say that's probably like the one thing with iPhones that I just hate the most. And I'm like, that's why I overall say that like Galaxies and or Android phones are better, because you can have that Android phone for a while versus with an iPhone. It's like, fam, I had that iPhone for like less than a year, okay, and it was already like first few months it was messing up. I remember, what was the issue that I was having? Oh yeah, no, was it that? Or no, like, no, that's the issues I remember I was having the first few months. I couldn't send videos and photos. So I'm sitting there trying to send, like, because there was like one of my friends, they wanted I think it was like for was it for the shoes, or was that Lash? I think that was, hold on for a second, let me think about this real quick. Because I can't remember overall. I was sending photos out for some reason and stuff, but I was trying to send something and it wouldn't send. And I'm getting mad. I'm like sitting there, so I had to go and send the stuff on Instagram, because I'm like, freaking iPhone, they acting like they can't send nothing and things. And then of course, like, like I'm sharing memes or something, sending videos. I'm like, bruh, what is the issue? Why is that happen? I'm like, that shouldn't happen, bruh. I'm like, fix that, iPhone, because I'm like, people out here trying to send stuff and that stuff acting like it can't send. I'm like, fam, that's why that people be having, if you ever want to know why a person be having cracked phones, because they be throwing that phone left and right. I don't know how many times I threw my iPhone, like, I make sure I threw it on carpet though. I was like, or threw it on my bed, because I'm like, yeah, but I was like, man, there's this like box that I have in my room. And I remember one morning, that phone, it was just acting up so bad. I think I was trying to look up something, and it acted like it couldn't, like, do nothing, and it was just being crazy slow. So I just went and took my phone and frisbeed it. It got stuck in the box, and I'm like, bro, I didn't even know that was capable of doing that. Like, I threw that phone hard when it got stuck in that box. And it's not like the box, there's like things kind of in the inside of it too, like some like foam like stuff. So there's things inside, and I'm like, fam, either I threw it at a weak spot, or it was overall I was like, or it just, I threw it so hard that it just went beyond whatever was on the other side and stuff. So yeah, I'm like, with iPhones, I'm telling you, so overall, if you do get an iPhone, just be prepared for the camera quality not being all that good, but also good at the same time. And then also be prepared for some, like, issues that you may face when they start talking on the new, because I feel like, I feel like them first 6 months of, like, when the iPhone is, like, out, perfect. After that, then it's going to start experiencing some issues. And then because that's when they're all, planning on the releasing of the iPhone, like the next iPhone and stuff. And then when that next iPhone comes out, your phone is done for. I'm like, you might as well, you're gonna have to go out and get you a new phone rather than with an Android. Fam, I had my Android because like the S9 was announced the very next day of me getting the S8. And so came out sometime later. My iPhone, my Samsung Galaxy S8, it was working perfectly fine. And then even when I got rid of it, I just think it was just a headphone issue that I was having. But even before I had got rid of it, fam, I could have, if it wasn't having that headphone issue, I probably would have still had that phone. Cause I was like, man, or I probably would have got a new one. I'm like, oh, okay, overall, I wouldn't have gotten a new phone because of it making mistakes and stuff. I probably would have got a new phone because I'm like, oh, well, this one is more advanced. Plus the camera quality is good. So yeah, I was like, and then that was the only reason why I had went out and got an iPhone, is because I was like, I had the Beats by Dre headphones at the time. So I was like, oh, well, I'm like, then I gotta get it because that Beats by Dre are like bought out by Apple, so it only works with Apple products rather than like with other products. It's going to work, but it ain't gonna be as compatible as it is like with an iPhone and stuff. So, yeah, it's weird how that stuff works out. But at the end of the day, get you a Galaxy phone. I mean, if you like iPhones and like how they look and, you know, then I guess. But I'm like, if you're getting something like, oh, you want to have like the like top tier camera quality where you can zoom in up on the moon and stuff, gonna probably have to go out and get you a camera and things. So, but I think that's overall what I'm just gonna probably end up doing. Like if I do decide to get it, because I'm like, I just don't like the shake thing. I'm like, but if they fix that and overall like there ain't like no like shakiness when I'm doing TikTok videos and stuff, then I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm like, I ain't gonna get a new phone for a while. So unless I'm like, yeah, I get a phone that, or you know, yeah, I actually want to get a phone that's like nicer than the one that I have now and stuff. But I'm like, I really don't know what else they can do with it. I'm like, if, like I said, they fix those issues, and I'm like, hey, this is a perfect phone. But I'm like, yeah, baby, that'll probably be the only way I'll get a new phone is if they're like, oh, anti-shake with apps and, you know, all these other things. So, but anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 36 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you're purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It would knock $20 off your next purchase. And make sure you use my supported creator code TMossBoss. And yeah, in the meantime, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.